Just let me show you the continued pictures that we're getting in from Gaza. Hundreds of thousands of people are on the move from south to north under the terms of the ceasefire deal. A bit of a delay since the weekend, but we can see people, we've heard from people returning to their homes. Many of them, of course, finding their homes don't exist anymore. And it's also been confirmed from Israel that 8 of the hostages who are due to be released in the coming weeks are dead. We do know that 18 still will be released in this first phase of the Gaza ceasefire. 26 were due, but the Israeli government has confirmed now that 8 of those hostages are no longer alive. But we see the huge numbers of Palestinians returning to the north of Gaza. We're going to bring you now special live coverage of the commemoration for the 80th anniversary of the liberation of the Auschwitz concentration camp.
Good afternoon. We are at Auschwitz in southern Poland, the largest of the Nazi concentration and extermination camps, a site known around the world as a symbol of genocide and the horrors of the Holocaust. 80 years ago today, Soviet soldiers arrived at Auschwitz to liberate the camp, uncertain of what they would find. The Nazis had destroyed as much evidence as possible of their terrible crimes, but historians estimate at least 1.1 million people died here between 1940 and 1945. 1 million of those were Jews. The other victims were largely Polish, Roma and Soviet prisoners of war. So in around half an hour, a service of commemoration will begin a short distance from where we are. The guests will include monarchs, presidents and prime ministers, but most importantly, and the organisers of this event today feel so strongly about this, around 50 survivors of Auschwitz. They will be first and foremost at this commemoration today. It will be held by the gate to the largest of the camps here, Auschwitz-Birkenau. Karen and James, thank you both so much for joining me on this hugely important day, sharing your knowledge and your thoughts with us. It's been a day of great emotion, great solemnity, and a day where we are told, never forget what happened here. Never let it happen again. I'll leave you now with some of the key moments from today's commemoration of this, the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz.
On an icy, windy day, I stood and watched helplessly as little girls from the nearby barrack were marched away crying and shivering to the gas chamber. We were victims in a moral vacuum. But today, however, we have an obligation not only to remember, but also to warn and to teach that hatred only begets more hatred.